Thank you for purchasing the Accu-Cast face casting kit. There are 4 basic steps to the face cast. 1 is setup. 2, mixing and applying the alginate. 3, applying the plaster bandages. And 4, pouring the cast. In step 1, you determined that all the kit components were included in the kit. You then lay out all your materials and get ready to go. Then you get your model ready. This includes putting on the black plastic poncho to protect their clothes, pulling or combing back their hair, and putting the hair cream into any facial hair like mustaches and eyebrows. In step 2, you mix the alginate and apply it to the face. This step takes no more than 5 minutes. In step 3, you apply the plaster bandages to the alginate. This creates the rigid, supportive shell around the flexible alginate mold. This step takes between 5 and 10 minutes. In step 4, you mix the liquistone gypsum cement and pour the casting. There are 2 liquistone pours to do, and each one should take no more than 5 minutes. Here's what's included in your kit: the orange alginate powder, 2 bags of liquistone, pre-cut plaster bandages in 3 sizes, a black plastic poncho to protect the model's clothes, a plastic mixing container, a small amount of Vaseline, clay, and hair cream, 2 wooden tongue depressors, and a popsicle stick. To mix the alginate, pour the orange alginate powder into the plastic mixing container. Measure out 2 cups, 16 fluid ounces, of lukewarm 90-degree water. Pour the water into the plastic mixing container. With the tongue depressor, begin stirring, then mixing the alginate for about 45 seconds. Alginate is an extremely safe material to work with. Dentists have used hundreds of millions of pounds over the past 60 years with only a handful of allergic reactions. The alginate you are using is called 590 IBG. It sets in about 5 minutes with 90-degree water. If you use 80-degree water, it will set in about 6 minutes. Setting time is measured from the moment the water is added until it is no longer sticky on the surface. Alginate does not stick to non-porous surfaces like skin, but can be difficult to get out of your clothes. Alginate cannot be melted down and used again. The chemical reaction is called polymerization and is a one-way reaction. It is biodegradable, however, and completely safe to include with your normal trash. When you're done, there still may be a few lumps. Don't worry, they won't be a problem. The mixture should be about this thick. Start applying the alginate. I like to start on the forehead. Gently but firmly apply the alginate into the corners of the eye sockets. The trouble areas are the eyes, around the nose, and around the lips. At first, your goal is to apply a thin layer all over the face. We will add more in just a minute. Notice how little the alginate drips. That's Accu-Cast's special anti-slump formulation at work. Work around the outside and work inward toward the nose. We're going to do the nose last. The mouth is another potential trouble area. Make sure to push alginate into the corners of the mouth. Fill in the thin spots and generally apply a little more alginate. The alginate should be between 1/8 and 1/2 inch thick. Carefully apply alginate to the nostril edges, between the nostrils, and to the tip of the nose. The alginate will set from the inside to the outside because the skin is warmer than the air. When you notice this beginning to happen, quickly finish up, wipe your hands, and apply the small strips of plaster bandage. Apply them dry. Do not wet them first. Move quickly here because you are rapidly running out of time. Concentrate on the outer perimeter, as this is the most important place. Put them as close as possible to the edge of the alginate, but not past the edge. If you have time, place strips on the chin, mouth, forehead, nose, and cheeks, as shown. Tap them into the alginate. Once this is done, wait for the alginate to completely set on your hands and clean them off before beginning to apply the plaster bandages. Dip the plaster bandages into a bucket of cool water for a couple of seconds. Gently wring them out and unfold them. Now they're ready to apply. Start by applying the bandages to the outside edges and work inward toward the center. Make sure to overlap them. As I'm doing here, make sure not to let the plaster bandages touch the hair. The wet bandages will adhere to the dry bandage strips we previously applied, bonding the alginate to the plaster. Spend a little extra time smoothing out the plaster bandages. The closer they fit the alginate, the less chance there is for distortion of the casting. See how this bandage is folded over. It's 2 layers in one. Also notice how it comes down to the tip of the nose, but not below. This one is doubled over too, and closely approaches the nose from below. I like to do this one twice. Folding the bandages over lengthwise, Reinforce the entire perimeter of the mold. A short bandage, folded over to make a short, narrow strip, is applied to the nose for strength. This should be done twice. A short, doubled over piece is applied over the end of the nose bridge piece. We do both the top and the bottom. When you start getting low on bandages, feel around for weak or thin spots and reinforce them. Don't use all the bandages. Keep one 6-inch piece of plaster bandage for later. When the plaster bandages are set, have the model scrunch up their face, moving their mouth, eyes, and cheeks to loosen the mold. Have them lean forward and carefully remove the alginate mold. Congratulations! You've made your face mold. The model can be excused at this point, but you're only about halfway done. Next, we're going to pour the casting. Roll up a small piece of clay into a thin rod and insert it through the nostril from the outside. Push until it pokes through into the inside of the mold. With your fingertip, flatten the clay until it smoothly fills the nostril on the inside. Do this on both nostrils. Put your last piece of plaster bandage over the clay on the outside to hold it in place. After cleaning the plastic mixing container, put 1 bag of Liquistone into it. Pour 4 fluid ounces, ½ cup, of water into the Liquistone powder and mix with the other wooden tongue depressor until the stone is smooth and uniform. Prop up the mold with a couple of rolled up towels or something similar. Apply some of the Liquistone mixture to the forehead and eye area of the mold. Actually, the stone mixture in your kit should be a little thicker than the one shown here. That's a good thing, but be sure to lightly rub against the lip areas, down into the nose, and against the eyes to eliminate surface air bubbles. Liquistone is a gypsum cement that is chemically related to plaster, but approximately 10 times as strong as plaster when it hardens. Pull some of the liquid stone up the sides of the mold, but keep it against the alginate only. Don't put any on the plaster bandages. Now is a good time to tell you that when you're finished with the liquid stone, don't rinse the remaining liquid stone down the drain. It will clog your pipes. Wipe the mixing container and your hands with a wet paper towel instead. Wait about an hour before doing your second liquid stone pour. Spray the inside of the casting with water and get it really moist before putting any more liquid stone on. Mix the second bag of liquid stone exactly the same as the first. Put a large blob of liquid stone on the center forehead area. Position the W-shaped wire piece in the liquid stone so that the loop is sticking out of the liquid stone, but everything else is embedded. This will become the hanger for your face casting. Use the rest of the second liquid stone mix to reinforce and thicken the perimeter. If you want to paint your face cast, Krylon and other manufacturers make wonderful metallic spray paints that can give your casting the look of a bronze, pewter, gold, copper, or brass sculpture. You've got to wait at least 4 days before painting the liquid stone to let the water evaporate out of it. Use your spray bottle to wet the liquid stone to smooth it out with your finger. After the second liquid stone pour, wait about an hour before removing your face cast from the alginate mold. If there are any small air bubbles in the surface of the casting, use the small bag of liquid stone enclosed in your kit to fill them. Positive bubbles, outies, can be fixed by scraping them off with a sharp knife. All the products used in this kit are available in bulk from Accu-Cast and can be purchased on our website, www.accucast, that's accu-cast.us. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to contact us at 1-866-618-8461 or by email at info, that's info, at accucast.us.